Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Bradley.
And I'm Dave Bales. Welcome to Not the Situation Room.
2 weeks in a row with the same name. We could be on to something.
Well, I mean, we may have an exciting announcement in next week's episode, but please don't hold me to it. There's way too many moving parts that have to fall in place.
Oh, yeah.
But speaking with on to something, let's get into this because today we're talking about spreading FUD. I'm sorry, I can't say that word without laughing, but it's actually an acronym that stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt, in case you didn't know. But I really don't know why that word makes me laugh.
Yeah, let's talk FUD
Let's
and
talk FUD.
why you shouldn't do it. I have lost track of how many times in the past we have literally had to publish an alert just to say, nothing to see here. Some website, some blog decides to run with something as clickbait or fear bait, and this always leads to someone important seeing the story and throwing all the emergency flares in the air.
Yeah, and we're not saying that they're doing this on purpose, but we
Maybe.
are in the business of analyzing OSINT. So, and when I say we, I mean, most of our networks are cyber people. So you cyber people know better. Do your research, fact check yourself. We know you want the clicks. We do too, but do your due diligence before you hit that publish button. And simply putting a qualifying word in there doesn't help. Probably, maybe, could be, and the like are just ways of saying we think, and we really have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, yeah, you know what you're doing. You know.
I don't know
So
what they're doing
what
either.
what what is what has brought us to this topic, you might ask?
Well, perhaps you heard about the little power outage that affected Spain, Portugal, and parts of France.
Hmm. Oh my God, cyber attack! It's the end of days. These are the days us preppers have been waiting for. Dave, am I doing a good job spreading FUD?
Sadly, yes, it's that easy, but I'm trying to be serious. Okay, it's this show, semi-serious. Now, be good or you're not getting any dessert.
Do I look like a guy who eats dessert?
Okay, fine. No beats and no bulletproof coffee, mister.
Okay, now that hurts. That hurts.
I know where to
So,
hit you.
so I'll get serious. And by serious, I mean the amount of sites that published that this power outage could be, might be, allegedly, maybe, but probably not be a cyber attack. Without a lick of evidence. It was astounding. There's nothing wrong with educated speculation. I would be lying if when I first heard of this, I didn't think, I wonder if cyber's involved. But I didn't run out and blog it.
No.
Don't claim the sky is falling without at least a little evidence to back up the claim.
Yeah, and I was going to stay on script here because obviously we do use some notes to get through this thing, but I think this is a great time for me to spill my hypothesis that I talked to you earlier about today.
Oh,
So,
please do.
yeah, so there's been a rash of solar activity lately, and solar activity has a tendency to mess with electronic components. And here, I think that a solar flare caused the grid to go wonky and cut the power as an emergency stop to keep it from damaging the entire grid. Is it true? No idea, but is it plausible? And it 100% is. I would not, however, publish that story.
No, highly plausible. Almost as plausible as chemtrails. Okay,
Chemtrails?
okay, maybe not, maybe not.
Okay, well, let's get
Yes,
back to the story before we
yes,
go off into a whole other tangent.
correct. I mean, well, that was a scientific use of the word wonky. So, I mean,
Did you like that?
yeah, I did. I did.
All right,
Anyway,
so
back to the story.
back to the story. Spanish authorities have launched an investigation into the causes of an hours-long power outage that affected Spain, Portugal, and parts of France yesterday or on Monday of this week. Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez announced the establishment of an investigative commission or conglomerate, which will be overseen by the Ministry of Ecological Transition to determine the cause of the outage.
Yeah.
Important title.
The Spanish power grid operator, REE, has stated that a strong fluctuation occurred in the grid, causing the Spanish system to disconnect from the European network. The company has ruled out a cyber incident as the cause of the outage. The Portuguese government has also expressed skepticism about the possibility of a cyber attack. However, The investigation is ongoing, and the Prime Minister has emphasized that no hypotheses will be ruled out until the analysis results are received.
Oh, well, then I'm sending them what I just said.
As well, you should.
So continuing on, the power outage had significant impacts on daily life in Spain and Portugal.
Mhm.
They closed the subways, the buses were overcrowded, trains were blocked, and overall communications were hindered. The Spanish power supply system was operating at over 99% capacity as of Tuesday morning, and a full return to normal was eagerly awaited. Now, the investigation into the cause of the outage is expected to provide more clarity on what happened and how to prevent similar incidents in the future. As of now, we have no idea what happened. My hypothesis is mine and mine alone. The legal stuff is coming soon, but don't sue us. But no one else, regardless of what they say, knows either until the Spanish and Portuguese governments tell us, we'll be, wait for it, in the dark.
Wow, you went for it, didn't you?
I did.
Mm. Of course, though, the dark side never lets a good catastrophe go to waste.
Very nice.
Phishing attacks spawned off of this like ads showing up to a boss fight. There's one for you gamers. Cofence brought us an article on a phishing campaign mimicking Tap Air Portugal, offering those affected by the power outage refunds or compensation for the outage. Obviously, a trap to steal credentials.
It's a trap. Never been so shocked. Not really.
I see what you did there.
All right, Nick, keep us from getting sued on this one and give us the legalese.
We really need it today.
Oh boy.
The opinions expressed here are our own and do not in any way reflect the views of anyone or anything other than us.
Yes.
Thank you all for watching. We'd love to hear your thoughts on what we covered here today.
Do you agree, disagree? We welcome all feedback and would love to hear from you.
Yep, like, share, comment, and
We will see you next time.